and welcome to Chapter 3, Lesson 12. Today we're going to be talking about interpreting the remainder. So asking ourselves, what does that remainder really mean? So here we have a question. It says there are 46 students volunteering at a senior citizen community. There is a maximum of 6 students in each group. How many groups are needed? So if I take 46 students, divide them into groups of 6, which we can see right here, I have a remainder of 4 students. So that means I would have 7 groups of 6, and there would be 4 kids that did not have a group of 6. So down here we can see it says there are 4 students left over, which is not enough for another group of 6, but they're volunteering. So that would mean there are a total of 7 groups of 6 plus 1 group of 4. So there would be 8 groups of students volunteering, right? It's not like a rule that there has to be 6 kids. It's just there's a maximum of 6 kids. And so this is just saying, hey, there can be 8 groups then, because there's a group of 4, but that's okay. We can still have 4 kids volunteering. And so there would be 8 groups. Okay, so we're really going to look at what is that remainder and what does it mean for our question in this lesson today. Let's get started. All right, so here we have example 1. It says a state park has 257 evergreens to plant equally in 9 areas. How many evergreens are planted in each area? What does the remainder represent? So what we're going to do is we're going to divide 257 divided by 9. All right, so let me fix my pen here. So our first step is to place the first digit. 25 divided by 9, right? We can't do 2 divided by 9. So I'm going to go over to 25. So our first digit's going to go above the 5. 25 divided by 9 is 2. So we can go to 18, and if we went one more, we'd be at 27, and that'd be too many. So I'm going to subtract 18, and I'm going to get 7. So now I'm going to say, well, what's 77 divided by 9? Let's see, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72. Well, looks like we can go in there 8 times. Minus 72. I have 5 left over. Remainder 5. Okay, so right, the remainder is 5. Okay, so now we need to interpret the remainder. So our first question was, how many evergreens are planted in each area? We know 28. Park plants 28 evergreens in each area. And the 5 means that there are 5 evergreens left over. 5 evergreens. Need to find a different spot to go because, I don't know, maybe they would put it in the other areas and have 29 evergreens in 5 areas and 28 in 4 areas. But it just means there's 5 trees left over. All right, sample 2. There are 174 guests invited to a dinner. Each table seats 8 guests. How many tables are needed to seat all of the guests? Okay, so I need to take 174 guests and divide them amongst 8 guests per table. Okay, so 174 divided by 8. 1 divided by 8, I can't do it. So I'm going to go over to 17. So it means my first digit's going to go above the 7. 17 divided by 8 is 2 because 8 times 2 is 16. Then I subtract 17 minus 16 is 1. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Divide. 14 divided by 8 is 1. Minus 8. 8 times 1, right? Multiply and subtract 6. So we have a remainder of 6. Okay, so now we need to interpret the remainder. So we know that they need 21 tables, but the 6 means those guests don't have a table to sit at. But we want them to sit at a table, right? If we're inviting people to our house for dinner, we want them to have a table to eat at. So I don't need 21 tables. I need 22 tables in order to seat all of my guests. So a total of 21 plus 1 more, or 22 tables are needed. So 21 tables will be filled with 8 people. We had 6 people left over, which they can have their own table. There'd just be 2 spots left over. So that means I need a total of 22 tables. Okay, guided practice here. A tent is put up with 7 poles. How many tents can be put up with 200 poles? So to solve this, we need to divide 200 divided by 7. 200 divided by 7. Okay, can I do 2 divided by 7? No. So I need to do 20 divided by 7, and that is 2. 2 7s go into 20. 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, if I subtract, I'm left with 6. Bring down my 0. Okay, what is 60 divided by 7? Well, let's count by 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, and 63. Okay. So 9 was too much. That means it goes in there 8 times. 8 times. 7 times 8 is 56. And I have 4 left over. Okay, so how many tents can be put up with 200 poles? So the question is, can I put a tent up with 4 poles? No, I need 7 poles in order to put a tent up. So we're interpreting the remainder, which is 4. There are 4 poles left over, which is not enough for another tent. So that means only 28 tents can be put up with the 200 poles. And I'll have 4 left over, but I don't want a tent falling over either. So 28 tents can be put up. And lastly, this is from the homework. It says, 4 employees of Papa Tony's Pizza are cleaning up at the end of the busy night. There is a list of 43 cleanup tasks that need to be completed. If each employee does the same number of tasks, how many tasks should each employee do? Solve and explain how you interpreted the remainder. So there are 4 employees that need to complete 43 tasks. So if I take 43 and I divide it by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract. Bring it on down. And divide. 3 divided by 4. Can't do it. Minus 0. 4 times 0 is 0 equals 3. I have 10. Remainder 3. So each employee needs to do 10 tasks, but then there are 3 tasks that aren't done. So who's going to do those tasks? So there are 4 employees, so we'll just say each employee needs to do 10 tasks. 10 tasks. 3 employees need to do, so really 3 out of 4, so most of them need to do 11, and 1 employee can do 10. 3 employees need to do 11 tasks. That's probably a better answer. I should have done that. 3 employees need to do 11 tasks, and 1 employee gets to do 10. So how did we interpret the remainder? We interpreted the remainder as there's 3 tasks that weren't done. And so in order to get those tasks done, 3 employees are going to have to do an extra task. That's how I reinterpreted the remainder. So that's all I have for you for today. Thanks for watching to the very end, and we'll see you later. Bye.